I would like to remind everyone that this show is brought to you by the Dolphin Wars.
You know, good thing that is the Pudgy and not Mirror Pudgy. This would be a very bad start to the show to have Mirror Pudgy here. Did you check that one out, Nickweiser from Fet for Hire?
I had not, but
check
apparently
it.
I'm
Check
lacking in knowledge. Yeah.
Check it out. Hello, group. How are you, everybody, tonight? You know who I am, Raymond Feliciano, author of The Dolphin Wars, King Dolphin himself. Welcome to another episode of King Dolphin TV. We have the honor to have as a guest tonight 32 Flavors of Nickweiser, one of the Clobbering Times Global Geek Gang. He's here to talk to us about comics, food, and Greekery. We're going to have another great time. Let's begin by welcoming who we've got out here. We've got Sandra Feliciano, the amazing wrench, my producer, my other half, heading away soon. Wish her a very safe trip, everybody, and think good thoughts and pray for her. And we have Legatus Legionai, the gatekeeper of the pod. How you doing, buddy? Glad you're here. And we have Sporta Poopas. Meet Mini Snort. This is Mini Snort.
Mini Snort.
All right. So good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you're here.
See you. Yeah. Hey, thank you.
Hey,
I'm
better late
glad
than
to be here.
Better late than never.
Mm-hmm. No, all good, man. I'm glad to be here, and it's been a while. I feel like it's been since literally last year since we last saw each other.
The last Geek Gang. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Time flies, man. It's already March. Can you believe that?
I know.
Ooh.
And I've been doing this since, I know nowhere near as long as you, but I've been doing this since October. And
okay, October. Okay.
I'm happy. I've got 33 episodes in, 135 subscribers as of last count. Mm-hmm. So I'm happy. I'm right.
You should be. Good.
Yeah. I'm having fun doing interviews, bringing people out there, and just having a great time. Hail, Lenrod. How you doing, pal?
Hail.
Yes. Welcome to the show that never ends. Welcome back, my friend.
The show never ends.
Never ends. Yes. One of my favorite ELP songs.
I see Legatus is saying there's your fade in. That's the closest you get. A joke never gets old.
Yeah. All right. So, tell us a little about what made you decide. Well, what is your channel first, and what made you decide to do it?
Okay, this is gonna be pretty lengthy, so bear with me here. Okay. And everyone in the chat, get your popcorn ready. If you got pizza, even better. We're gonna take a journey down to memory lane. Way back in the day. So many years ago, I was doing reviews for a particularly concert show reviews, live music reviews. For a website that also has a channel called Digital Tour Bus. I didn't do any like YouTube stuff, but I did the reviews at the shows. Basically, I was a columnist, and I really enjoy doing what I do. or sorry, in this case did, because past tense. And it was a good run. I did for like 2.5, 3 years. And then I had to move on for that because life situations were happening between becoming a dad and all that stuff. And then I remember as children coming up and pop up in my life, I remember thinking in my head, like, man, I really want to get back on doing something again because I really miss going out there and like having like a crazy hobby I was into. No, it's been some years, and children are definitely a lot more adjusted now where I can try to do something. I remember thinking to myself, like, I want to do something because I was also like, well, simultaneously into heavy music. I was also into a lot of the Barstool Sports, Dave Portnoy, the pizza reviews, and I was also a pizza fanatic anyway. So I'm like, man, I want to do something, and for some reason it just didn't click. And I'm talking dating back to like maybe 2017 or 18. I'm like, there's ideas in my head of things I want to. It's just getting the ground start on how is always it's like that first step. That's like to me probably the hard step was that first. And then right around when I started discovering guys like Eric July, Young Ripa, and Neurotic, I was just like, okay, I like what's going on here with these guys. And of course, I mean, once again, Dave Portnoy, I saw he had a YouTube channel as well with the pizza reviews. So I'm like, that's it. I want to do a YouTube channel. That's it. Like, it all makes sense now. And it was nice too because it was a different opinion from all sorts of other things in the world. Also, they also happen to be comic book fans as well. So I saw a lot of parallels of things I could relate to. And I saw people like in chat, I'm like, holy crap, this is crazy. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to start a channel, but what do I name it? And I had a few alternative names. And then I was just like, when do I start? How do I start? Like, there's all those questions that you're getting going. And also, too, like, I didn't know anyone in this whole wave of human beings that we know. So I'm scrambling because, like, all right, it's like, okay, I kind of got an idea, but it's like, where, when, and how do I start? I remember driving by a Baskin Robbins, and their promotional logo is 31 flavors. And Nickweiser comes back all the way to high school because let's just say Nick was doing Animal House before, I didn't do college. I did high school. So I was doing Animal House in high school. And you can piece it together where Nick Weiser came from as far as, so I'm like, oh, that's it. I'll do an extra flavor, 32 flavors. And so I decided, okay, that, that's the name. Now it's just like, okay, now when? And now it was kind of freaky because I'm still working. I'm being dad. I've been with my girlfriend for some time, juggling the time. But then all of a sudden, like, the whole unknown virus of unknown origins happened around the world. And I thought right then and there, when that specific March 2020 incident happened, I thought to myself, okay, you know what? This is it. This is now or never. If you don't start this now while people are at home, you're never going to get started. Like, this is, it doesn't matter what, figure something out in the next few days. And at least, even if your video sucks, just be crappy at what you do now. And eventually you'll find your craft. Yeah. So immediately I did some videos. I did a 2-parter on the Korean fast food restaurant titled Jollibee. I did reviews there. And they're very specifically located. There's only like 20 in the country, and somehow 2 of them end up in Illinois. And before I know it, I was kind of then I decided to take a dive that most of the people in our sphere do. They start doing the TV reviews. There's shows like The Boys, The Mandalorian. And I remember like getting into one of the live chats and actually interacting with people. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, so this is what this is like. It was like I was unlocking Pandora's box. And I remember I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put myself out there in the Friday Night Tights chat and say, you know what? Hopefully someone responds. I wrote, hey, if someone's looking for someone to link up for streams, I'd be great. Because at that point, I'd done some reviews, whether it's food or TV shows, even some music stuff. I know I need to reach out with people because I could tell like there's definitely some stuff going on at YouTube as far as how crazy the system is gamed. But I didn't want to think too much about that because I just want to get my name out there. It'd be cool. It's kind of like when you're like a small opening act looking to get on a headlining band's bill. You're trying to find that audience. So I remember I posted my name in the chat, and this guy named Jake D responded to me. And he said, hey, check out my YouTube page and take my email. And I reached out to him. We had a chat. It went great. And then before I knew it, he had this Sunday evening stream titled Howling About Entertainment. And at the time, The Boys was season 2. And before I knew it, like, I was a regular of that. And then he had told me, I should come on one of the member streams of New Rock. So I did that. And that was really weird because before I knew it, I was on a panel with him in like this room with like 30 other people. I'm like, whoa, what's this going on? I'm seeing all these faces and these people. I'm taking it a lot figuratively. I'm like, what is going on here? This is like a whole like other dimension. And I was like, oh crap, I gotta talk to these people. Like, don't shy away from this. In my head, I'm like, I gotta go for it. And I met Paulie Latino Slant. I'm sure you know who he is.
Oh, I know Paulie.
And Paulie was talking about the X-Files. I can't remember why, but I remember I mentioned to him, like, dude, I love that show. He's like, oh, do you? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I'm doing a watch party. You should come along. And before I knew it, not only did I come along for that watch party, I went from guest to co-host. Nice. So a few months later, and before I knew it, then I met Clobbering Times. I met him, and we linked up for Wonder Woman 84, and I also met this guy named Chris Knight. He has a channel, Real Review 3000, and he every time there's like a show coming out, whether it's Star Wars, Marvel, whatever, DC, he does roundtable reviews. And I remember I had joined the one for Mando season 2. And I remember, like, I was happy that he let me in on that because I didn't even know him. Once again, this was a nurse shot in the dark, and I was shocked that this guy let me in. I'm like, oh my god, he may have done the dumbest move because I'm this guy who doesn't know anyone, and this could all become a train wreck. And he lets me on. I remember that before stream started, I looked at my camera or my screen, sorry, and I see there's comics division there. Also, I turn off my camera. I'm like, what is going on? Am I seriously on a stream of comics division? And almost I'm like, okay, Nick, try not to freak out. So I took a breather and then turned my camera back on, and I just made it happen, business as usual. And before I know it was 8 weeks straight of pretty much mostly the same lineup on that panel. And then I thought, oh, that was a great run doing all that. Hopefully I'll get to link up with some of those guys again. And then literally not even less than an hour later, I got a message directly from Comics saying, hey, we should link up. I was shocked. That took me off guard. I'm like, whoa, what? He's asking. It didn't make sense to me. I'm like, Comics is asking me this? And I'm like, yeah, no, hey, I'd love to do it. But at the time, I just said, I just got one thing, though. I can't do it right away because I had already booked something with someone else. And I didn't tell him who it was at the time, but so we all know in retrospect, it was Clobbering. I booked with Clobbering for a review, and when I commit to something, I commit to something. It doesn't matter if it's a bigger channel or a small channel. So I followed through with what I did with Clobby, and then I asked Comics, hey, what about for this day? And he was all for it. And then I was like, yes. And then I showed up again, and then kind of like, hey, you could stay here if you want to. And I've been on Yelling at Park Cars on Monday night since. And then of course I started creating my own thing with originally when I started doing live streams on my channels, pretty much run what you expect from a lot of us. There's a lot of the modern pop culture discussions, and I was doing that first. But my issue with the discussion, well, I agree with a lot of what was being said between us. My issue was it was all I was talking about, and I felt like I needed to branch out a little bit. I felt like what I was doing on video wasn't enough. So I decided, you know what? I'm just going to talk about some badass action movies for a month. Just, super crazy, big dudes and guns and all that good stuff. And I think the first one we did was like Commando or something. And we did like a month of it straight. And I remember just thinking, wow, this is actually really fun. This is really fun. I should do some more of this. Maybe we'll make this into like the summer. Then the summer happened, and then it became fall, and then the rest has been history. And then, of course, it garnered the name Toxic Tuesday. And Toxic Tuesday, for those who do not know in the chat, is is basically when you get a movie based on all the great toxic male traits, whether it's dudes getting drunk, dudes partying.
Mhm.
Hey, he's got a power slave like looking like dude there on his avatar. Nice one. And yes,
Yeah.
all great bands there. Like it says,
Oh
even
yeah.
Hammerfall. So I'd like to go in there, but where was I? Oh, yeah, Toxic Tuesday. Like last night we did one on the flick Animal House. So right now we're on the comedy side of things
Yeah.
of the toxic male greatness. So yeah, Toxic Tuesday has been a thing for a while now, as well as my comic shop talk I do on Friday nights, and then I try to sneak in a video or two a week when time allows.
Yeah.
And that's probably sadly the shorter version of this extensive
No,
story.
that's great.
Mhm.
You definitely you had to find your niche.
Mhm.
Me, when I started this, I went, okay, everybody and their dog is doing pop culture.
Mhm.
And I wanted to do a channel because, except for a few, Doomcock, Hail Doomcock, Klobby, and I've been on Mark D with a C, and because I'm trying, yeah, when you self-publish, you got to do your own marketing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, that's an undertaking. Respect to you, dude.
Yeah. So, and I found that there, except for a few, and I think only because I know Doomcock, and he was a big part in getting me my book, getting my book published.
Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
dude.
So he's been very supportive. Klobby has, but then outside of those names, you kind of like go crickets. I've asked, can I be on this channel? Can I be on that channel? Can I be on that? And it's like nothing. So I said, okay, I'm sure there's other people like me that are trying to get their names out there, but don't have the means. And that's the mission of King Dolphin TV. Get those people, get the creators out there. They don't have to have a YouTube channel. They can be book writers. They can be, just people that, creators. And so that's where I started.
Nice.
And evidently,
Nice.
I am doing something right. I've got a small following, but it's still a following.
It's a following, dude. That's all that matters, right?
Yep.
That's what you got to have that.
Yes. And the thing is like Wednesdays, I try to do the interviews. I try to bring the people and do the interviews and stuff like that. Saturdays, you have got to come to a Just Cause.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it? Well, what time do they start?
I start at 5 Eastern, and
okay.
It's just mayhem. I just let it all hang out. I've got a cool batch of people that cool batch of regulars that come in. I've got a cool segment called Nutty News. You got to come and see this, man.
I just got to make sure I'm off for a Friday where I'm not working, because the job that I work, my employer.
Oh, it's on Saturday.
Well, that's what I mean. I do work Saturdays. So I just got I trust me, you're not the first who has tried to get me on a Saturday thing. And I want to do more. It's just my employer, once again, the busiest hours require weekends. So I'm sure if some you can have put 2 and 2 together, try to at least figure out what type of industry I'm in. But not that I'm gonna say the exact company, but you can figure it out really quickly when you apply the logic. But I every now and then, once every month or two, I do get off on a Saturday, and I'd like to join it as long as I'm off and I'm at home and I don't want anywhere else to be. I'd love to come on. I'd love to get you on Toxic Tuesday. I think I tried one time, but my issue is I start very late on your end. Because we start at 9 Central, which is 10 your time. Yeah,
that's true. That dang time change.
Yes,
or time zones. Yes. Yep. But I'd be happy to come on. And unfortunately, I can't do Fridays because I'm working the Doomcock stream.
Yes, that's totally that's a good reason. I know Klobby always message because he's a frequent on my thing. He's like, hey, dude, I got some stuff to do with the Doomcock. I'm like, dude, don't even worry about it. You go hang with DC, man.
Yeah.
I totally get it, and I will never shame you for making that decision.
But
That's a good decision.
Yeah. So I'm happy we got this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy we got this stream going. And I know you had family issues the last time. Don't ever worry about that. Just let me know.
Oh, of course.
I follow the philosophy of Semper Gumby. The show will go on somehow.
Oh, always. And that's something that's what I always have to do as the show always goes on. Luckily, too, people don't need to worry about hanging on too much. We're in a day and age where there's always something going on. So, and then there's also that little thing called set your reminders too. So I'm just saying, set your reminders pays off beautifully. But dude, no, I mean, if you ever, I would like to get you on Toxic Tuesday, because with Toxic Tuesday, yes, I know it's late, but if the window allows it, I would be glad to get you on. And we usually have a pretty good chat. I'd be glad to expose people to what you do, and I'd even let you plug in your book. So I'm just saying,
great.
I would let you do that.
Okay, great. I appreciate that. I'll let you know. Like I said, Tuesdays is tough for me, but maybe one day I can work it. So now you also do food stuff.
Oh yes, big foodie.
I'm going to. I still remember on the Geek Gang, you brought up the infamous Twinkie and a
Slim Jim.
Slim Jim and a Twinkie.
Oh, Fat Steven Seagal will always remember that day.
Oh, I remember it too, and I have intimated to the chat about that, but it was a belly buster. So you do primarily restaurants, or
really, I would like to do restaurants. I really would. My issue there is that takes like a whole production, and I don't have that. I'm just a guy who's at home doing these things. So what happens is, as at this current moment in time, like, of course, I can always expand and go to places and do stuff like Dave Portnoy style. And that's definitely an ambition I'd like to reach to someday. Currently speaking, I'll go pick up something and I'll bring it home and I'll review it. I'll turn on my camera on. What's great about the videos on when I do that stuff is I have to get right one take. And if I mess up, then there's no video.
Because there's no food.
Yeah, because there's no food. And also, I always want to keep it honest. When I do review, I got to make sure it's something I've not had. Because I don't want people to have the preconceived notion. I want to be very honest with people. And also, I like to let the items find me. Meaning, like, I'll just be like wandering aimlessly at, I don't know, some local grocery store or a Jewel or an Aldi. And then I'm just, walking around with my cart, and all of a sudden I just see something. It's like, I don't know what you are, but I'm going to find you and I'm going to eat you, and you're going to be my review next. And that's usually how it happens. Like, my next review is coming out tomorrow, finally, because D-Bud Martin's been, quote, holding me to this. He's holding my feet to the fire. I'm going to review the Batman calzone pizza, and that's going to be the closest thing I ever get to reviewing the Batman by doing the calzone pizza. That'll be up tomorrow, guys, in the chat. So please check that out. And that will be and once again, that found me. And that found me because someone sent that to me, like, dude, you gotta try this. I'm like, yeah, I do have to. So you're right. That's like my calling.
Okay. Let me welcome some of the new people that came in. Dadman Walking.
A few of them.
Yeah, Dadman Walking's here.
Dadman.
Rennie A is here. We got Andy Masterson. Hail, Andy. Daryl Brewer is here. And John Rendell, Fez for Hire, is here. So welcome to all the ones coming in. And Legatus Legionai, who always has great questions. He asks, can you answer that question that has stumped Pizza Nardos forever? Does pineapple? I think you've answered this on a Geek Game.
I have, and my answer is going to disappoint everyone. And I mean,
pineapple belong on a pizza or not? Thick or thin crust, frozen or fresh? Go ahead.
Okay, I'll answer all of them. So
let her rip.
Just a disclaimer on the first question on pineapple. If you're a pineapple lover, your answer is going to be disappointed. If you're a pineapple hater, you're going to be disappointed too. Seriously, my thoughts on pineapple on pizza. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's just like if I'm around and it's there for free, I will eat it. You will not catch me spending money for it. You're not going to catch me going on my way for it. It's just kind of there for me. Like I don't have this like deep resentment. Kind of like to me, my fight in the pizza war is against anchovies on pizza. That's where my fight is. So while everyone else is arguing over to their side little corner about pineapple, I'm on the other side saying, hey, what the hell are we doing with these anchovies on pizza? That's where my fight is at. So ultimately, I'd say maybe lean slightly towards not, only just because it's just kind of there for me. But to those who like it, hey, that's better than anchovies. So I will respect that. There's another one that said, the same guy here. Let me go back up. He said, thick or thin crust. I like them both, but I prefer thin crust at the end of the day. And I do have a special place in my heart for frozen pizza because of many drunken nights. And but ultimately, at the end of the day, made fresh is the best way possible. It's not even close.
Tombstone.
Oh man, you're taking me back. I usually do like bruschetta or DiGiorno with the cheese stuffed crust, but Tombstone. Oh God, Jack's, like so many nights that I don't remember from when I was 19, 20, 21. Jack's was my good friend. I won't touch Jack's now because I've gained standards in my life. But but way back in the day, dude, you better believe it, man. I was like one of those college guys that had like 20 Jack's pizzas in his freezer. And then people are like, well, all you do is eat his pizza. I'm like, okay, and what's your problem?
Yeah.
What's the issue? I fail to see the issue here.
I don't either. Daryl Brewer says it's like free beer. You'll drink it even if it's not your brand to drink.
Absolutely.
So
true. Absolutely. So unlike anchovies. Anchovies, you will not buy me into eating.
Let's see. Snorapupus.
Snort. Oh, yes. I see his review. Oh, I got one for you. Oh, I got a name too.
Have you ever tried to review that you regretted trying?
Yes, 100%. And actually, maybe I'll have to. It's in one of my earliest days of doing a video. It was a frozen pizza from the franchise company named Rosati's. I don't know if you got Rosati's out by you, but they got like 50 locations. I think that, and I did a frozen pizza review for them, and it was so depressing. Like they're as far as franchises go, they're one of the better companies. I wouldn't say they're like amazing, but they get the job done. They're solid. But when I had that frozen pizza, I'm like, this is what breakups are made of. I couldn't believe myself. I'm like, come on, why is this pizza suck so bad when when you order out, it's good, but this frozen pizza is nowhere near. Like if I had to give their hot and delivered fresh pizza, probably like a 7 out of 10, I would have given that. Oh, I have one more other one. But I would have given that frozen Rosati's like a 3 out of 10. The one even worse than that was the Pringles Baconator chips.
I don't eat bacon, so.
Well, I love bacon. In theory, I thought it was a great idea because Pringles has done some crazy, weird flavors of chips. But with this one, they missed the mark so hard. The longer it stayed with me, the more I just want to go in a dark room and never come out. I was just like, this is what people go to prison for. This should have never been made. And yet here I was living it. And I remember one time someone was like, yeah, I bought these chips for you. I thought you liked them. I'm just like, you keep those away from me. You don't know the struggle I just lived through dealing with those chips. That chip, Those chips give out PTSD. I'm telling you. Stay away from Pringles Baconair chips. Do not go near them. Do not let anyone near you. Don't even look at them. Don't.
Okay.
Don't.
Okay.
That answers that question.
Dadman Walking says pizza's awesome. We brought 3 extra large pizzas for Mrs. Dadman's Walking's birthday last week. Well, wish her a happy birthday from the Dolphin King. A belated birthday. And then Sandra chimes in saying, and we can usually stretch them out 2 to 3 days.
Yes. What about you? What's your go-to pizza? Like, at least maybe as far as like toppings and what fresh, deep crust, deep crust, deep dish. What do you like?
I like my favorite is I can go medium crust. Sometimes I'll have a taste for the Pizza Hut stuffed crust. My toppings, though, are either beef, steak, or beef products, mushroom, and onion. But those are my go-to pizzas.
I like the beef. I didn't expect to hear that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah. Well, I can't eat the pepperoni because you can never tell if it's going to have the beef or the pork. So
you have a preference. I see. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. I appreciate that. All
Hello,
right.
Courtney's Fellowship of Eyeballs. This is the first time for you. Welcome aboard.
She's a good lady. She's part of my Gilded, and she may have saw your link on there or on Twitter. So
okay,
glad I did share it out on all the socials.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, and welcome aboard, Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs.
Good lady.
So, okay, you do food on a random basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she saw the post on Twitter. Great. What the chicken carbonara tack and break from Quick Trip? Never heard of that.
I have. I hear it's good. Oh. I've been wanting to go to a Quick Trip. I'm aware of those locations, Lenrod. One day a man can dream, and when that man dreams, one day he'll pursue it into reality, and then before you know it, it'll be love at first bite.
You would have a ball. You would have a ball coming to DC and trying the food trucks.
Oh, I have. I've been to DC. I had a wonderful experience with a particular astronaut named Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. I went to a festival out in Baltimore, 2014, and then a bunch of buddies were like, "Hey, should we go to DC and visit the White House?" And we decided, yeah, we'll go around there. Since it's Memorial Day weekend, we hung out around that area all day. We visited the memorials, did all the stuff that you saw in Forrest Gump. So it was really surreal to see it from movie into like live in front of your face. And I'll tell you what, the experience to me, seeing those things in the movies, like, oh, it's kind of cool. But once you're actually there in person, it's just it's a whole other heavy feeling, and it's good. But I was just blown away from that. But there's a parade going on, and Buzz Aldrin was part of the parade. He was doing his whole wave thing that he does to the crowd. But we all did this, like, because we're trying to see if we could get him to do that, and he did. But he didn't realize he did it. He looked at his hand like he realized he broke character. It's like, oh crap, I gotta go back into my form here. He goes back to waving to the crowd. But yes, Buzz Aldrin gave us the horns, guys. Not Gene Simmons, not Ronnie James Dio. It was Buzz Aldrin, the astronaut. Great. I can live with that.
Dadman says he's got to leave, so you have a good evening. Stay safe.
Take care, Dadman. See you soon.
And hello, Matt G.
Matt G
and his bacon.
How you doing, Matt?
Yes, welcome. Glad to have you here. Boy, we got a good showing. I guess you're a draw.
I guess
I
we'll have to
appreciate
do a part 2.
Yes, we will. Yes,
Mhm.
we will.
Mhm.
I had a good visit with the vet this morning and celebrated with biscuit and gravy for breakfast and Nablach Schnitzel mit Bratkartoffeln for
Brat
breakfast.
Bratkartoffeln. I
Yeah,
can't pronounce that.
Bratkartoffeln. That does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We so okay. Taco place. I'm interested in taco franchise. What do you like?
I don't know if there's ever a franchise that I've particularly liked in the last 12, 13 years. I mean, of course, when I was in high school, I was like all the other high school kids. I ate Taco Bell just because that was what was put in front of us. But then, when I first moved out, I had a roommate and she was all into the local, authentic Mexican joints. And my mind was just like, it was like, that song in Aladdin where Jasmine's like, a whole new world. Well, that was what it was like for me when I discovered like authentic Mexican. I'm like, this is so much better. I discovered actual quesadillas. I discovered burritos, quesadillas, and tamales. I love tamales. So everything about it, I was just like, this is so much better. And well, it's been that way since then. That's really it. I if it's a local joint, I'll check it out. And it's funny because you'll look at like all the stuff on like Yelp and you'll see a lot of the reviews are like, this place is so run down. But they never talk about the food. But it's usually the places that are like the most beat up, like run of the mill looking buildings that have the best food. It's because they're so much more focused on making their food good rather than worried about how their building looks. Because I love the dives, and that same mentality applies for the pizzerias. The more of a dive, the more I want to check out that place. And OSHA probably doesn't like that I say it, but OSHA can piss off because the more divier, the more inclined I am to check you out.
Yeah. I actually I can tolerate Taco Bell. I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time since I had a little bit of a gallbladder issue.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Ow. Sorry, man.
It happened right after Taco Bell. But yeah, the taco franchise I really liked, and I did this after I got out of high school, was Taco John's. It's west of the Mississippi. It was up in Minnesota. I don't know if they had any in Texas. But oh god, their soft shell tacos were the bomb.
Ooh,
Taco John's.
Okay.
See if I know it's a chain primarily west of the Mississippi, probably Midwest, but I don't know if there may be some any further south than that. Anti-derivative Jill, hello and welcome.
Hello,
ma'am. How
Jill.
are you? And yeah, Courtney's. That's me. Me too.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was no fun. No bueno.
No
bueno. So, Lenrod has heard about it. Taco John's is good stuff.
I'm glad you mentioned that. As far as notable places, what state has good Mexican is Texas.
That's kind of a given, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't know. I mean, yes, I know it's on top of a certain country, but dude, so me and my girlfriend were down there in August, and we went to a regular local joint, and she ordered. I got my order. She got her order. She got these breakfast quesadillas. She got the chorizo, and those things were god levels of good. I felt like I became Thor when I took that first bite. Like I raised Mjolnir in the air and lightning came and wrapped down on me. That was me eating breakfast quesadillas in Texas. Absolutely legendary. So shout out to Dallas, Texas, and their freaking Mexican food. It is legendary. legendary.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, so no, Mexico rules, man. And that's just
Are you
part of
in
my life.
Texas, or I'm not going
I'm in Illinois.
Okay.
I'm Illinois. I survive off of Illinois, honestly, because of the eating.
Mm.
Other than that, like I'm looking forward to getting out of the state in the next 10 years, but that's a conversation for another
time.
Yeah. I'm here to talk about fun stuff.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yep. And Grifter's here. He says
Grifter's a good dude.
What's
up, Grifter?
He can't put his Super Deadpool meme here. I wonder why.
Probably because that's just how the live chat operates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've only been to Chicago once and driven through Illinois quite a few times because I had to get to Michigan or get to Minnesota. That's usually. But yeah. So we could talk about food all we want, but you also do comics.
I do. Big comic fan. Been a fan for a long time. I mean, I'd say probably my favorite overall character would probably be Spider-Man, with Daredevil running in as a close second. But of course, I got guys like Hawkman. I love Hal Jordan. I like Booster Gold as well, Lobo. And of course, I love me the Fantastic Four as well. That's one of the reasons why me and Klobby bond is over. I love because I'm a Human Torch guy. He's a Ben Grimm guy. I'm a Torch guy. So
I'm a Ben Grimm guy.
You're Ben Grimm. Fair argument.
I also it's tough. I mean, you've got, especially now with some of the really good writing, you can also put Sue into the mix.
Oh, of course. I love Sue.
You could put Sue in the mix. Did you see? In fact, the best Sue Storm comic, I got it on Kindle. It's a 5 or 6 series of her. It's called The Invisible Woman. And well, before we go, Daryl. Daryl's got to leave. You have a good evening. Get with me. We'll get you on. We'll figure a time to get you on. So just email me the link. I put the email address out there. Just get with me and we'll talk. Yeah, the best Sue Storm story is The Invisible Woman. And what it is the basic premise is she worked as a super spy for S.H.I.E.L.D. Or a part-time spy. But yeah, she worked on that, and one of her past comes back to haunt her. It is just an awesome story. Whenever I touch my iPad, I'm almost like right to that story. I can read that one over and over again.
Wow. Okay. Well, you sold me. I need to read this. I'm meant to look it up now later because I love checking out stories that I'm not aware of. I'm always looking because there's always something, whether it's current or old school. I'm always looking for something. I'm just like, oh, hey, I haven't read that before. And no, I love Sue. I even got an action figure of her, just like I got one of all the other 3, aka the 4. No, big Fantastic Four lover, especially with Johnny Storm. Johnny Storm, I mean, and he has a great friendship with Spider-Man. That's a common denominator with Daredevil and then Torch. They both are good friends with Spider-Man. So if you could get to my boy Spidey, we're good. We're good. Now, of course, I love me Dick Grayson too. Big Nightwing guy as well.
Yeah,
love
Nightwing,
Grayson.
yes, Robin, no.
Oh man, I love Nightwing. The fact that people always think, oh, he's this character that's born off of Batman, which by the fact that he was raised by him, yes. But the thing is, he was actually more inspired by Superman because he lives by this phrase, eternally reborn to start anew, which is what Nightwing lives by. So Grayson was always a big fan of Superman. Now, of course, I love the S. I'm not going to go wrong with the man with the S, Superman himself. So that's just a few of the characters that I'm into.
Okay. Yeah, mine. Obviously the 4.
Mm-hmm.
I this latest. I know Klobby hates this latest run.
Mm-hmm.
I like it for the most part, but then there are some that just uh no, I have not found any bad issues of this latest run.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I like that they finally married off Ben. Ben
Will
and
that stick after the current writer? That
yeah,
will be the real question.
yeah, that's true. Um, and I don't know what's going to happen after this so-called Reckoning War,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I've been reading it and it seems pretty good.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, well, it's the 4 Legion of Superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
the S guy. Um, Batman has his highs and lows with me. Some uh, there are some that I can do, and some that I can just. Uh, Hal Jordan,
Of
Hal
course.
freaking Jordan,
Dude, Hal is there's a reason why he
Hal
is the greatest Green Lantern, and it's
Hal
not even
freaking
close.
Hal freaking Jordan.
I do love Mogul though. I do love me Mogul. I mean, he's a
Kilowog would
cool
be Kilowog would be my second.
love
Um,
Kilowog.
yeah. Um, he asks, did you like when they had some separate titles, Red Lantern, Sinestro Corps, or just the Hal Jordan?
I'm gonna say, well, when Jeff Johns is doing his legendary run, I
Mhm.
know he had a few different books. Then I
Yeah.
know there was some during the 52. I didn't. The only thing I read from the 52 was the first 20 issues that Johns did.
Mhm.
After that, I hopped off the train. But then when Rebirth happened, there was Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, and then Green Lanterns.
Mhm.
I didn't read too much of Green Lanterns, which was Simon and Jessica, but I did read Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, and that was good. I mean, I don't mind with how vastly rich the core Green Lantern Corps world is. I think that's the type of thing that actually deserves more than one book. I
Mhm.
mean, as long as of course that they're good, I don't care.
Mhm.
Because I mean, if you think about the whole space cop world, that's a universe unto itself. That's
Yeah.
why I feel like it deserves more than one book. Now, does it need to in order for me to enjoy it? Of course, not at all. At the end of the day, Hal Jordan's my true love, but
Mhm.
I'll welcome more stuff as long as it's good and it matters and it stays true to what the characters are.
Did you see the crossover? Did you see the crossover event with the New Gods?
Crossover event, the New Gods. I'm gonna say no. I
Check it
mean,
out. It's called. I think it's either called God Horde or Godhead.
go on. I have read Godhead. Yes, I do remember Godhead. Yes, yes, I do remember Godhead. I did. Yeah, I gotta read again. That was kind of
Yeah.
like a thing I kind of skimmed, but I didn't really pay much attention to it, and I
Hmm.
was meaning to go back to it, and I didn't. So that one falls on me. But yes, I am very well aware of Godhead.
Lenrod said, let's see, we got some Batman comments. John Rendell says, I can't believe they're still whipping that dead horse.
Well, no, we say dead horse. Yep, DC's pointing out 20 books of them. So, granted, I'm not into any of those. I've not been into
Mhm.
any much DC in the last few years. Oddly, one of them was a Batman book. But yeah, they keep pointing out and they put Batman on everything.
Mhm.
And imagine if you're someone who doesn't like the character, you probably really hate him now because that's all they put in front of you.
Yeah. Well, they got to pump out that movie now. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take. Um, Courtney's asked, are you into DIY comics?
No, okay. I gotta think how if she's saying like people make it selling out the streets. I mean I'm gonna guess. Are you talking like Indiegogo or are you talking crowdfunding? Because that's technically a DIY. I mean if you're talking by that, I would say yeah, I am into it. I back some books, of course. That Umbrella guy Shane Davis
Mhm.
with his Inglorious Rex that's coming out soon. But that's assuming she's talking about that. Now, there's of course I like a lot of stuff from some of the indie publishers. I do like stuff that Boom has to offer. I like some of the Image stuff as well. As far as modern, I do like me some Image, so I'll say it. I do. So,
Okay.
oh yes, there's too much bat adjacent things.
Yeah, John Randall says yes, but this is a family show. Yes. I don't want to have to put the censor button on for Snoopy. Let's see. Oh boy, Basil, welcome.
I like that name, the Pumpkin Seagull. That's great. Nice name. I love it.
Man, we have got a lot.
What's up?
He says he sees some synths in the background. Do you play? No, that's Sandra, and that's I think that's a Yamaha keyboard I got her for Christmas. My drums are hidden behind the drum bar. Yep. Let's see. So
physical. Like Legatus, I think, says physical or digital. I mean, I guess that question's for both of us. You go first.
I would love physical. However, I don't have a comic book place around me that has the selection I had. Where I used to live, the selection was great as long as you didn't have to worry about the cigarette smoke. But the selection was fantastic. But then I moved, and there's no place around here, so I have had to relegate to Kindle, and I haven't been wrong. I've gotten some good comics, and the good thing about Kindle is they're there unless the EMP happens and it wipes everything out.
All right, cool.
Yep.
All right, so now to answer that question, I mean, I use both. I prefer physical over digital, but I can understand the need for digital. There is a necessity for it because one, yours obviously. Hold on a sec. All right, so sorry. Physical, once again, necessity. Not everyone near a comic shop. I get it. It happens also too with the physical. No, speculators take advantage of situations like first appearance or so and so event happen, and then all those speculators, they eat up the copies that the actual physical fan actually wants to read because they just want to go make a profit off that book. So there is that. And also with the digital too, it looks really nice on a TV. So there is that aspect. And then with physical, I just love holding the book in my hand. I love having physical media. I'm a physical media type of guy. Now, at one point in time, I will confess that I tried transitioning, and that phase lasted about 2 months. The reason why I was cut so short was when Amazon had done, they Gone with the Wind. They had Gone with the Wind on, and you're probably thinking, how does this relate to comic books? But you'll see.
I know where you're going.
You know where I'm going. Yeah. And I saw what they did with their purchase when people were getting up in arms about it, and then they removed it, and even the people who bought it didn't own it. And right when I saw that kind of like sounded out the alarm in my head. I'm like, if they can do that, any other company can do that. I can't let that happen. And I told my younger brother that too, because he had fully transitioned over to digital. And once he saw it happen, he's just like, okay, well, I guess back to physical media it is. So yeah, and I'm a raw type of guy. I'm a raw type of guy. Legionist. I'm a raw deal type of guy.
Great question, Legatus, as always. Lenrod says, when DoomCon eventually happens, we got a jam. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We'll have to get an electric drum kit or somehow partake in get a real drum kit and have some jamming. Let's see. Oh boy, we have. I know you're on a time constraint.
I got 20 more minutes.
Okay. So what are you? Look at your Nickweiser crystal ball,
Mm-hmm.
and what do you foresee the channel going next?
Where do I foresee a channel?
At
Well,
least this year.
okay, this year, it's gonna get monetized, and I'm gonna also seek all their alternative accesses of what's the word here? Media, alt tech. So of course, like I have an Odyssey. I also have a what's it?
You there? You
Sorry,
muted.
sorry, sorry,
Oh,
sorry. Um, Odyssey, and I have a Gilded, which is the Discord alternative. I want to grow my community. I want to make sure it's a. I'm not a guy who's looking for the most amount of subs. What I'm looking for is loyalty. I want
agreed.
loyalty, and I have seen where there's people who will have a video that's getting like all the hundreds of thousands of views in the world. When they go live, they somehow like 10 people. I'm like, that doesn't translate there. That doesn't make sense. You would think something like that would be drawing in some people. And when I do stuff like Toxic Tuesday, and it's anywhere between 30 and 60 people, it's great. And once again, I'm an unmonetized channel. I see Toxic Tuesday will continue on for the foreseeable future. We'll
Mhm.
be delving into even more toxicity, and there'll be more pizza reviews, and there'll be more content on metal as well, because I've had a lot of requests for that, thankfully, and that hopefully am set up. And then, of course, comic related stuff. A lot of, and I will continue to talk movies, of course, too, especially if there's any new ones like the new
Mhm.
Top Gun, Sonic. I'll talk about those. So basically, everything that I've been doing, I'm just going to continue to do more of, but with
Mhm.
the mission and intention of getting monetized, as I am about 129 subs away, I think, from getting
Wow.
monetized, because
That's nice.
I'm over the hours. I'm well over the hours. I'm like overqualified even on the hour, so I'm doing good there. But yeah, I just got to get the subs there, and then once I start doing that, dude, it's just gonna be great. It's just gonna be more greatness, more fun, and we're gonna continue on my channel to be an alternative from the alternative, because a lot of us within this whole thing, we're called the alternative voice, but even now and then we need an alternative from the alternative, and I will continue to do my best for everyone being just that. And I want to please those who want to, well, stick it out for me. So if people are going to come on my channel and hang out, whether it's via video or stream, I'm going to make sure I get back to those people. Those are going to be people who are going to be rewarded the most and first, because they're the
Mhm.
ones who are expressing their loyalty, and I want to get back to them. And Andy, I see that statement, dude. Hey, if you're ever open on Friday nights, I would love to have you on to talk comics, dude. Seriously, we do. You got 10 long boxes? Yeah, please. Friday night, man. This is me openly inviting you. If not, we'll have to do a you and I one-on-one. Either or, man. We got to make it happen. I would love to talk comics with you. You sound like the type of guy who knows a thing or three. So
Yeah.
let's do it, brother. Get in reach with
I've
me.
only got. I've only got. Let's see. I got 5 long boxes and maybe 3 or 4 smaller boxes. So
Hey, that's something. That's
yeah.
something, man. That's
Yep.
good. I think that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think I only got like 1 or 2 more than you, but dude, just be good.
Yeah.
You got them, man. That alone's badass.
Oh yeah. That's my second iteration. I had a. My parents didn't like when I collected comic books, so when I
Mm-hmm.
took a hiatus, guess what happened to them all? And I was,
Oh no.
yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and some very valuable ones. Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, great channel, Sandra. Put your channel out, your channel link out there. So
Yes, do it. Come
yes,
on.
yes. Please like and subscribe to Nick Weiser if you already have not done it.
Oh, Andy just posted about Cap and X-Men
X-Men,
Spicer.
Spider-Man, Doctor Strange. Yeah,
Dude,
Jill.
Oh, we can have some extensive convo on Spidey and Strange. I'm moderately knowledgeable, cap moderately. Unfortunately, I'm a little low level on X-Men, but I got some buddies on the panel on Friday nights. They're very high on the X-Men. So you'll to sum it up, Andy, you're gonna blend in with us.
Yes. Yeah, that's and maybe we'll have a comic. Maybe we'll do a comic roundtable here too.
I would love that, dude.
Yeah.
I'd love to bring some of the guys on board here for you. Yeah. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's see. Anybody else out there with stuff? Yes, Jill, it was terrible. I cried. Yeah, I cried. Especially with one of them was Giant X-Men, the first issue of the new team.
Dude, you probably had seriously, how'd you like not have a heart attack? Like, like you would have had every
well
right
at that
to,
point
but...
I was at that point I had some other interests, so I naively thought, I'm done with comics.
No, it happens.
Yeah, true.
No, it does, because like there are times where I got rid of like a movie, sold out to like FYE to get like store credit or something, or there was like an album I get rid of, or just something, and I'm like, man, I look back 10 years later, I'm like, I should have not gotten rid of that. I should not done that. So I have my regrets. I'm no better than you, dude. Yeah. I know better, Ray.
If they kill legendary comic collectors, for example, Hall, will Kilowog be the GL you would read? Oh, in a heartbeat. I guess you're no fan of Guy Gardner Warrior, or when he was part of the JL Justice League Europe / International.
I don't mind Gardner. I mean, he's not exactly a go-to, but I don't mind him. He's just not Hal Jordan.
That's true.
That's just all it is.
Hal freaking Jordan.
So I like him though. I mean, I don't love him, but I do actually like Kyle Rayner a little bit more. But once again, I like always the weird alien ones and the weird like crazy lanterns. Anything that's space, like I would like to see more of the space creatures. I mean, I know it'll never happen, but I would love to see a writer get really creative and write Mogul. Though that will never happen. But if I saw a book on a planet lantern, I'd at least give that a genuine like try. Because anyone who takes an attempt at that knows they need to get really creative, because that's got to be tough to write as a character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, everybody writes Kilowog, and Kilowog's the man.
Of course.
When you're not talking Hal Jordan, you're talking Kilowog.
Oh, of course, and rightfully so. I mean, that dude's the muscle.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people had issues with losses. Courtney's had a vinyl collection lost in the fire.
Oh yeah, see. That, yeah, I'm sorry, Courtney. Yeah, that had to have definitely put a little bit of a mental scar there. I can imagine.
Yeah.
Reading that, like, oh, my vinyl. Sounds like she must have had a few good 100 of them too.
Yeah. And when I restarted, I was in I was in Italy and Germany. Thank God for Stars and Stripes overseas. Where they can, they're behind, but you still got them and you still kept them consistent. So, let's see. Yep. Andy, that also happened to me too. That also happened to me.
Yeah. Guys, you're breaking my heart here, man.
I know. I know. Rennie, please be safe. I know you're driving. You were driving. Are you driving? Are you done driving? Well, hello, Rennie. Let's see.
I think Legion had wrote something. I see right above Andy's comment. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of the current comics have substandard writers and artists, especially in DC, which I collect.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see a return to good comics?
You answer that first, and I'll go.
Like I said, except for the Fantastic Four, I checked out. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I've picked up a couple here, a couple then. I'm going, eh. Yeah, and hearing the reviews. Granted, you shouldn't hear the reviews before going to a comic, but you know, hearing reviews does get things into the brain
Mm-hmm.
and gives you a skepticism whether you get the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So let me start cutting my answer. Not anytime soon, Legatus. Not anytime soon. The greats have left. The whoever's left are getting canceled, and it's the religion of wokeness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't foresee anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna assume, since he did say, in the parentheses, especially in DC. So I'm gonna assume he's trying to talk about Big Two comic books exclusively. Now, to answer your question solely off Big Two comments, I don't see it happening anytime soon. I mean, the thing is, like, it's not just the writers and artists. That's the thing. You got to remember, like, when you make these books, they had to go through a lot of people. There's an inker, for those who still do that. Then you got a letterer, and then you got editorial. And those are the people who got to see the book before it goes into print. And since they're the ones saying the book before they go into print, I feel like there needs to be the change there first before anything, because it seems like editorial in the last 10, 12, 13 years, it's been all due to lack of spine. And that's not going to change anytime soon, because it takes for them to sack up and say, hey, listen, this book is crap. You need to fix this or do something, or hey, this contradicts continuity from the previous issue. A lot of these guys don't care about continuity. A lot of them are more normie based, and this is not offense to anyone who's a normie, but normies, for the most part, historically speaking, are not as invested in continuity the same way a Marvel or DC fan is, or a Star Trek fan. These people, or Lord of the Rings, they have delved through years and years of lore, whether it's mythological or superhero. There's a standard to these stories, and these guys don't seem to care about that. And here's where we have like an issue. Like, okay, you're talking about this Fantastic Four book you're reading. Let's just say, for example, I don't know, someone decided to blow up Mars. In another book in the same continuity, that didn't happen, or there's no acknowledgement, and those things should be acknowledged. And back then, if it was sunny in one book and it was in New York City, it was sunny in all the other books that took place in New York City. It's a little thing, but it shows you that these guys are coordinating to make sure it's a consistent look and feel. And it feels like these guys are just want to do whatever they want. Now, if you're your own independent creator with your own book, yeah, that's great. But yeah, understand, when you're tackling a licensed product, there are guidelines that you should stick to. But these guys don't respect those ideas. They just think they could do whatever they want with any character they want. They don't understand. No, and the thing is, it's not that they don't want to understand, they refuse to understand it. They see that anything that involves being consistent and being loyal is like that somehow is evil to them. And they don't come from the same place that guys like us do. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. If you're someone who you feel has a sense of writing capability, I would say make a book. I mean, don't wait. Honestly, don't wait. Now, if there's something you're getting from Big Two that you are genuinely enjoying, I mean, by all means, if you enjoy it, you enjoy it. Don't apologize for it. Don't let anyone ever shame you into it. I've only seen like one or two Marvel books in the last few years that have been to, I guess you could say, to my liking. Other than that, no. Like, I was enjoying Daredevil, Chip Zdarsky before there's some changes that happened that they weren't bad, but they're just unnecessary. But it was actually a really damn good book. I was enjoying Daredevil, but other than that, it was maybe one other book. But yeah, I don't see it happening soon, and don't wait for it. If you feel like you're not enjoying it, don't wait. And yes, Ray ultimately is right in the sense you shouldn't judge off of what other people's reviews are saying, but here in the last 10 years, I feel like that comment kind of changes things a little because we're seeing all these reviews of books like Captain Marvel and America Chavez continue to get praise over the moon. Yet guys like us will read like, how is this good?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like you're wishing you didn't spend money on these things and they all cost more. And I do go to a comic shop weekly, and the guy who runs the shop, I see a lot of the current DC books go anywhere between $5, $6, $7. And I'm just like, dude, that's absolutely insane. Like, that's insane. Like, and it shouldn't have to be like that. And then you got half of them being Batman books when, like, obviously, as you saw, I got the Hawkman thing. Before I jumped off DC mostly, I was reading Robert Venditti's run of Hawkman, which I fell in love with. I was all in on it. And then the book ended after 29 issues. It was a great book. I was reading Jeff Johns' Shazam. I was enjoying that. I was enjoying a lot of the Rebirth back in 2016 with Superman, Action Comics, Nightwing. There was a lot of great Rebirth books that came out, but then executive changes happened, and there went Rebirth. So, like what you like. If you feel like you got the skill in you, make something. Whatever it is you want out there, make it. Someone out there will want to read what you're doing. So don't wait for the big two to make changes for you, because people in there, they couldn't do it if their lives were on the line.
They're trying to make them advertisements for the movies.
That, and also sometimes even worse. Now they want to really like put some hurt into these characters. They want to like weaken them, emasculate them, deconstruction times 800,000, because nowadays that's been like such a fad for the last X amount of years. Everything is about take what make this character great and throw it out the window. And there's a whole lot of that going around. So if books like that are what you're reading, I don't know, man. For me, I wouldn't want to read that. I don't need to see my characters that I grew up loving being shamed. Especially this is the golden age to look up books that you maybe don't have from the old times. Read those. If not, reread the ones you already have and realize, wow, we had it so good then. So good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Legata says he's got over 100 short boxes, BCWs of comics, mostly DC, plus Savage, Sword of Conan the Barbarian magazines. I remember those. Okay.
No, that's impressive. That's a collection. I would love to see your collection, man. You probably got some Lobo in there. I love Lobo.
Yeah, Lobo is cool. All right. We'll go one last question, and down here. Yeah, that's sad. But the one I wanted to get was variant covers, A and B, or multiple variants. I hate those. I hate those variant covers. I hate those variant covers.
So for me, I'd say 9 times out of 10, I'm not a fan. I'm just a standard cover type of guy. My one exception towards them, and it wasn't something I always make exception for. It was just for maybe certain characters, like once, maybe twice a year, but mostly once. I did like a lot of the Scotty Young variants. He's one of the, I guess you could say, the more modern pencilers. I do enjoy Scotty Young's style. He actually did a Marvel book recently, Strange Academy, but that's where he wrote. But he did do a book for Image where he wrote and drew titled I Hate Fairyland. And it's really off the walls, like obnoxiously fun. I would say check that out. I Hate Fairyland went 20 issues. Once again, he wrote and drew it. But he does a bunch of variant covers for Marvel, and they had those like these cartoony like faces, but with like the big bobblehead going. So I do like some of the Scotty Young variants. I do like his Ghost Rider he drew. I do like his Daredevil. So other than that, no. Yeah, and yes, even the Scotty Young ones, they are cash grabs. And that's coming from someone who likes Scotty Young. They're all cash grabs.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Absolutely the last one. I just don't. Most people dislike the CGI suit of what they made of Parallax in the Green Lantern film. What did you think of the Reynolds film?
You want us to have a step at this first, or should I go?
I liked it.
Okay.
I really liked it. I thought the CGI was fine. I liked the landscaping. Some of the plot was kind of, but overall, I liked the movie.
Personally, I was never really wild about the movie. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I think Hal Jordan has a look to him that could be, well, I can see why a normie would say, okay, I can see him being Hal Jordan. But when you watch in the movie, he acts a lot more like Guy Gardner.
Oh,
he acts a lot more like Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
So I feel like if it was a Guy Gardner movie, I probably appreciate that more. But the CG drove me nuts, and I thought Mark Strong was well cast as Sinestro, but I felt like they gave him not good material to work with at all. But that's not Mark Strong's fault. It is what it is. So I wasn't wild about the movie. And here's the thing: that type of thing, once again, very rich universe of characters. I just call that a universe, even though it's in a universe. But those characters that deserve a high budget TV series. But in this day and age, I don't think I'd even look forward to that with what's going on. I would not. I don't know if it'd be worth asking for it. I think maybe it's just safe that these things aren't made unless there's like a deep personnel change. Because I'm not one of those. Back then, if you had told me 10 years ago that like there's be a high budget Green Lantern show exploring the whole space world, I would have been all in. But nowadays, you gotta know who's involved, you gotta know who's writing, you gotta know who's producing, you gotta know who's the showrunner, and you have to know these things because you gotta see who is involved. That's bad news. Back then, you didn't have to worry about that stuff. You just say, hey, this is gonna be a movie. You were excited at the premise of so and so having a movie. Nowadays, you can't be excited about that, and that's really unfortunate because when you had that premise of so and so is getting a movie, you would dream what storyline is going to get adapted. You always wanted to dream, and always fun to debate with our comic fans about it. It was a discussion that never got old. Now we rarely have those discussions anymore, which luckily my comic shop talk is the exception. But for the most part, it's not. It's what franchise has gone intersectional? Which one's gone SJW? Which one's gone woke? Which one's gone just absolute crap? Like, and that's those conversations have replaced our what happens next conversation, and that's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate.
And actually, if you want a good Green Lantern TV show, look at the animated series. That was
so good.
That was so outstanding. And unfortunately, one season of 12 episodes.
No, there was 24.
I thought it was 12. Okay.
Dude, did you not see the second half?
No.
Dude.
Oh, I'll have to look into it.
Oh, dude.
I'll have to look into it.
You trust me, man. I'm gonna Green Lantern cartoon. I'm sending you the link right now because seriously, 20. So I was wrong. 26 episodes. So there's even more. But dude, oh my god, you're gonna love the second half. And I'm sending you the link in the private chat. But dude, it's so good. Seriously. It's so good. Oh man. Good. Andy, stop tempting me talking about Nightwing and Green Lantern and Flash. Now you need to come on Comic Shop Talk ASAP.
All right. All right. Well, this was great, and we barely touched it. Hello, son of a red shirt. Thank you for coming.
Great name.
Yes. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna copy it so I have it handy.
Mm-hmm. And I see. I'll read off Son of Red Shirt's comment. I had the original Lobo run of comics, the artwork, the writing, the coloring, even everything was fantastic, especially the cover. At a time of gimmicky cover enhancements, Lobo had my all-time fave. You know what? I can see why. He's freaking Lobo. He's the main man, Son of a Red Shirt. He's the main man. So yeah, I love that. Love Lobo.
Yeah, I like Lobo. He actually came out. He actually came out in the Omega Men. Was his first appearance?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. I remember that one. Let's see. So again, we've barely touched the surface, and I know you've got to bail. And
part 2, we'll do a follow-up.
Yes,
Okay,
we will do a follow-up. We will do a follow-up. I'd like to thank you. This was a great time. I miss talking with you. I mean, it was great when we were on the Geek Game, and I knew when I got this channel, I wanted to get you on. So, so you take care, and you be safe, and we'll get in touch, and we'll do another one of these.
Yeah. Hey, and remember, if you ever have a time where you could stay up late on Tuesday night, I'd be glad to have you on Toxic Tuesday so we can talk about some toxic male greatness. Just be in touch with me. It was a pleasure chatting with you. I'm glad we could catch up. And a hail to the chat, to the familiar faces, and to some of the not as familiar faces, whether it's Son of a Red Shirt or Legionist, Lenrod. Pleasure to meet you all. I may have missed a few other new faces, but pleasure to meet you all. And to the usual suspects, thank you for coming in and hanging out, whether it's Jill or Rennie or Sandra. Thank you guys. Snortopoopus. Hello and goodbye to you. Thank you for letting me come on here, Ray. I mean, and once again, thank you for the flexibility. You all have a fantastic night. And this, I want to say, this week, tomorrow, I got the Batman Calzone coming. Friday is the Comic Shop Talk, where we're talking ASM number 9 through 12 of the original Stan Lee and Steve Ditko run. And then on Toxic Tuesday next week, we'll be talking Spaceball. So if you didn't have a reason to not sub to my channel, you now have a reason to sub. So come check me out and let's get me towards monetization. Thank you very much, guys.
All right. You take care.
Thank you. Good. Bye.
Adios. For the rest of the chat, I got something. For the rest of the chat, I got something for you. All right, guys. I know there are a few of you that have seen this, but I have got something very horrible and cringy and evil that I have to show you. Please do not scream. And do not call the police. If I can get this going here. All right. What is going on here? Does everybody see this black screen? No, you see the infinity. I hate StreamYards. I hate StreamYards. All right, let's do it this way. Share screen. Hold on, Sandra. My phone's away. All right, there we go. Now, let's go here. You don't see it yet. All right. All right, I guess I got to do it the hard way. Drink them if you got them. But break out your cards. Okay. Now. Okay. All right. Let's try this. Okay. Don't you just love StreamYards? All right. Do you see it?
Can't hear anything. See it, can't hear it.
Yeah. No sound. Ah. Can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Pudgy. Hey, Pudgy. How you doing? Did you see me or Pudgy? Super snort. Faster than a speeding salmon. More powerful than a walrus on crack. Able to leap tall snowdrifts in a single bound. Standing for truth, justice, and the polar bear way. Yes. So, if you weren't scared and had the blanket on your head after seeing the mirror universe, Pudgy, that was, that's probably what I need to do. I told you. Well, the link is on there if you want to see Pudgy, Mirror Pudgy. So Hold on a second. My producer's calling me. No sound. All right. Let me try again. Okay. Any of you techno geeks know how to do this? Okay. Get the sound. Okay. Share screen. Share system auto. All right. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear this.
Yes, it is time for Mirror Pudgy. In Mirror Pudgy Universe, Dubcock works for Disney and liked Rise of Skywalker. Mexican Iron Man works for Viacom CBS and has been able to extend Star Trek Discovery to season 12.
Highly illogical.
And Alex Kurtzman is always on Midnight's Edge as a special guest star. Kathleen Kennedy, she's been renewed for a 25-year contract at Disney. And she's been put in charge of Marvel. And we're up to Brie Larson and Captain Marvel 6.
Okay, that's scary. That was totally scary. I'm glad that's an alternate universe. And Pudgy, Pudgy, you got to keep him on the other side of the universe. Make sure there's a containment field there. So, yeah, I don't know if he used to work for Adult Swim, Legatus. We'll have to find out the next time he is here. Everybody, hail Fit for Hire. That's one of his fantastic projects that that he came up with. So I hope everybody enjoyed Nickweiser's visit. This was a fun time talking about food, talking about geekery, and talking about comics. It's always a pleasure to have people that I know. I miss him on the Geek Gang, and I miss him on the Geek Gang, and it was it's good to hook up with him, like old times. Let's see. Pudgy says, the door to the mirror universe is in the vegetables section of the grocery store. Ooh, not good to know. Good to know. And Legatus asks, is that where Harvey came from too? The mirror universe? Doomcock ain't telling. Harvey ain't telling. I agree, Andy. Fet for Hire is the man. Hail Fet for Hire. That was a masterpiece, an utter masterpiece of scariness. So let's I'm gonna go over some show notes and we will wrap this up for tonight. Please, everybody, give Sandra your best wishes and prayers as she starts off on her secret journey down to Texas. But she'll be excursioning and just like I said, keep her in your thoughts and your prayers for her trip. Snort says, never turn your back on zucchini. They can't be trusted. Words to live by. Let's see. Sandra, I agree. Fett did a great job. I'm glad our little Pudgy is a sweethead chog. Here's an eclair. I hope you enjoyed your eclair. Pudgy. Legata says, we knew Pudgy would come in once this video was being shown. Of course. Pudgy is a wise little hedgehog. All right, so show notes. Next week, we will have another book interview with Griselli K., author of the VAC Chronicles. On the 31st, which is a Thursday, as you know, it will be for Paul's protection. And on the 6th, April 6th, we will be having the Comic Relief Crusader. And on the 13th, we will have Beth Ambrosia come back with a update on their place and an update on Jamie Lee. And in fact, let us do our Jamie Lee update. Whoa, guys, give yourselves an applause. Give yourself a round of applause. Currently, the amount for Jamie Lee's surgery is $2,790. $2,790. Guys, you are great. I knew this chat would be, I knew this chat would set the standard. You guys are giving. You guys are amazing. And even if you're not able to give, you are at least passing the word on to everybody to do their best to help this poor little bunny out. So, yes, John Rendell, yay to all the bunny helpers. Yes, to all the bunny helpers. And we'll get more updates on the 13th from Beth Ambrosia. So again, give you guys a round of applause. So that is it for me tonight. Again, thanks for Nickweiser. Posted. Great, Snort. Posted the bun to Tweeterville and Facebook. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bear. You're a good bear. Give him some chin scritchies and sushi. It's the good, nothing but the good stuff here. Sushi. So let us bid everybody a good night and stay safe. And let me say good night to everybody that is out there. We've got the wrenches, the wrench team supreme for here. We've got Legatus Legionii. We got Sandra Feliciano, who is also the producer of this show. And without her, I don't know where I'd be. We've got Legatus Legionii. We got John Randall, Fez for Hire. And we've got Anti-Derivative Jill. Thank you very much. And just as a plug, Anti-Derivative Jill and I are working on a secret project for the first week in May. So look for that. For the chatters, you great chatters, first off, Snorter Poopas! Cooper. Lenrod. Dadman Walking. He had to leave, but glad to have you. And wish a belated birthday to Mrs. Dadman Walking. Tell her happy birthday from the pod. Renier, thank you very much. Andy Masterson, great. Great to have you here as always. Daniel Brewer, thank you very much. I know he had to leave. Hopefully he'll get in touch with me. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs came for the first time, and it was great to have her here. Matt G, good to have you here, always. Grifter, you were a new person here. Thank you for coming. Hope you subscribed, and hope you'll come back. Basil, the Pumping Seagull. We got to talk, man. Email me or DM me because I got to talk to you. And Son of a Red Shirt, thank you very much. And Pudgy, the Hedgehog, the real Pudgy. No mirror, no imposter, our Pudgy. Thank you for coming, Pudgy. Better late than never. Glad you're here. Just keep Mirror Pudgy in the other universe. We'll all be safer that way. Pudgy says, in the Mirror universe, Anti-Derivative Jill is known as Jill. Okay, I accept that. I'd be afraid to see what Jill look. I'd be afraid to see Jill from the Ultimate Universe. She might be quite deadly. So everybody, it was great having you. This weekend we will have a Just Cause. I am hoping that as part of Sandra's adventure, she can do some roaming reporting with us and show us the secret mission that she's on over there, if she can get clearance to do it. And so again, wish her best wishes. Give her your prayers, and we will hopefully talk to her on Saturday. All right. So again, everybody, thank you for coming. Let's continue to make some waves. Be safe, be healthy, and have a good night.
This segment is brought to you by TheDolphinBoys.com.